Hello to my beautiful subscribers and sojourners, people passing through my page. Um, I want to apologize because earlier I did a live and I had two people viewing it. Woohoo! A lot of people. But one of my subscribers, thanks Tim, um, got me into a different conversation, so it kind of didn't go the way I had intentionally, well, what I had planned. And sometimes things don't go according to plan, and that's why sometimes it's better off to not do a live so that I'm not easily distracted because it was like squirrel. And I feel like I keep talking about it, and I guess I'll keep talking about it until people realize it. There's so much, people are hung up on names and the Paleo Hebrew and all this other stuff. It's just really right now. It's just not where my conversation was trying to go. I was trying to talk about general life, and it took me somewhere else. But and then after that, I was trying to do a part 2 or a continuation. Well, that would be considered a part 2. M. But I wanted to kind of put that together correctly and finish up my thought, my train of thought. And I got a phone call in the middle of that. So I'm not even going to upload that because I didn't finish that one either. So this is my third attempt today. It's 11:09 Eastern Standard Time. Do you know where your children are? I remember those when we were growing up. It would be like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and the news television would be like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Do you know where your children are? And we'd be like, yeah, we're right here. And we'd look at our parents and stuff, fun stuff. I guess you had to be there. I'm considered a millennial. Um, I was born in 1983. I had to think about that. I was like, was I born in 1980? They say that 83 or 80 and up were millennials. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. And if you see my roots are dark, any professionals out there, hairstylists and whatnot, don't judge me. I've got a shadow root. I wanted to go with a little bit of a darker root to give me some contour and definition, but it's dark. So anyway, so where I was going, and the background noise is free YouTube music because I can't have anything copywritten in the background or whatever, and stuff that I don't own. So yeah. I was trying to share the fact that with all the stuff going on around us in the world, we need to um, find balance, man. You just can't do too much and burn the candle on both ends. It's just not healthy. And I think what I was trying to share in video part 2, which is not going to be uploaded at all, maybe I'll change my mind. I'll see if I can edit it and put it up. I mean, it might be useful for some to hear. I really burned myself out almost 3 years ago, to the point that it forced me, no, 2 years ago, to the point that it forced me to close my business, my first salon. And I tell you because I've experienced the burnout. My body shut down, completely shut down. There was, the point that I didn't think I was ever going to get back on my feet. Uh, it took a really long time. I feel almost like 3 years, four, really, if you consider. So, like, I had a miscarriage November 7th, 2016. And the beginning of the year, which was only a couple of months after that, in January, February, and March, all that, my body still had not bounced back. My body still thought it was pregnant. So my body was in shock. So then adding on in the summer of 2017, had an allergic reaction to poison ivy and da 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 da. And like they gave me prednisone. Prednisone is a steroid, but it also does something to your adrenal glands. It's an artificial cortisol for the inflammation. And it was just like so much. My body, because I have a hormonal imbalance, it just threw me over the cliff, literally. It was raising my blood pressure, and still to this day, I have not taken blood pressure medication consistently for the last 3 months now, or four. I take it when I feel like it, and I know that's not the best thing to say, but really only when I'm super stressed out, or I haven't really eaten the right amount of food, as when my blood pressure shoots up. So, all this to say that my body went through such a crazy burnout process. No doctors were able to diagnose it. I went to endocrinologists, I went to gastro, and I went to see everybody. And they're like, your blood work, everything's good. They did ultrasounds. They said my liver was good, this and that. It was just so much because I became a hypochondriac because I thought I was going to die from the side effects of prednisone. You cannot stop taking that abruptly. Plus, side effects of miscarriage and being pregnant, and my body having already a hormonal issue. And it was just, my body was on a roller coaster to the point where I couldn't work for more than an hour or two at the salon. My body would just overheat, or I don't know what it would do, but my heart would start racing. It was almost like my body kept going into flight or fight mode, and I could not control it. I didn't have any negative thoughts. I didn't have a negative disposition or anything. My body was just out of whack. It was crazy to say the least. I remember I could not sleep. Still to this day, I really have a hard time getting a good night's sleep or good night's rest. It's been at least 4 years. I remember I used to hit the bed and boom, I was out. And I would wake up so refreshed, so at ease. And almost, like I said, almost 4 years now, I have not. I don't know what it's like to have a good night's rest. I've tried my beautiful, peaceful Native American flutes because that's one of my favorites, with the flutes and the rain and the thunder. It's so amazing. I love it. I put my candles, like my candles there, right by where I sleep. I was laying down and I decided to come get up and finish this video because, I mean, why not? It's 11:15, no biggie. Tomorrow's Friday and I'll be working all day, but I don't care. I just really want to finish this video. And so I did not realize the importance of not burning yourself out. I did not realize it. And I think part of me feels maybe I went through some type of nervous break, or at least I thought that at the moment. But recently I was in Connecticut visiting with a holistic nutritionist. Well, not a holistic nutritionist, she's a holistic doctor, she's an ND. I had scheduled a FaceTime conference with her when I was in Florida almost a month ago now, or it was last month actually. It was the end of last month. I was in Florida and I was conferencing or video chatting with the doctor an hour and a half later, and she says, yeah, you're definitely going through some type of adrenal thing. She said um, Cushing's like. She says, I'm not sure why the endocrinologist couldn't find it or whatever, but she says, but all your symptoms sound exactly like boom. She says, you're not going crazy. She's like, those are things that happen. Basically, my adrenals, from being stressed, from being pregnant, from going and taking that medication, just all the stuff. She says it takes years to come back from that. And I know the thing that saved me or helped me was when I was going through it all, I had, no, I messed that up. Hold on. I had a moment of, I want to say clarity. I was in darkness because I love being in the dark. And I just sat there and I heard a still voice, whether it was my own voice inner me or the creator or the great spirit, whatever you guys want to call it. But I believe it was a scripture or the creator talking to me. And the voice was like, be still and know that I am. And so I would repeat that all the time. I would just be still and know that I am. And then a little while after that happened, another scripture came to life, and I used to hear, this too shall pass. And so those were the specific words or scriptures, if you will, that helped me get through that. And every time I thought I was going to die, or I would have been better off if I had died, because I had asked, please don't let me die. I don't want to die like this. It was really bad. I was having these attacks 5, 6 times a day. I could not sleep. Um, I felt like my heart was going to come out of my chest. I would get dizzy. My head would hurt. Um, it's like when you get scared and you get like your body goes really crazy and your heart starts racing. Like, imagine a huge bear coming after you and you having nowhere to run or hide. The type of fear and shock that your body would be in, or whatever. That's what was happening to me because of the prednisone and because of all the stress on my adrenal glands. I would go into this flight or fight mode. My adrenaline system would come up and it would go crazy. Like, my system did not know how to behave. And I remember I started meditating, and I would just find a way to just be still and not stress. And that really helped me. At the time, I was with people that would pray with me, pray for me. After that as well, I learned to go for walks because the amount of stress that I would have in the situation that I was in would just raise my blood pressure. And I ended up having to make major decisions in my life to change what wasn't working, because we know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. And I realized at that time that I could not continue down that path because it was just not gonna end well for me. Um, so I remembered that I had to make these decisions, and I knew that it was going to hurt those around me. I was going to hurt people. But I knew that ultimately, for my own sanity, my own peace, I had to cut off the what no longer served me, what no longer was producing good fruit, if you will. Um, and it was hard, very, very hard to have spent most of your life with somebody, most of your adult life with somebody, from 22 for 14 years with the same person and not knowing anything else but that person, but not bashing him or anything like that, because you live and learn, you grow. And unfortunately, we grew in separate, two separate directions. We grew apart. um and it was just a constant battle every day. If I said this was blue, it wasn't blue, it was purple. And it was just things that I could not. I said my peace, my sanity, and the Christian community and the believer, the Bible thumper people, said I had to stay in that situation. And if any of you guys are watching this now, I'm sorry, but it is what it is, like it or not. I had to cut it. I couldn't do it anymore. You can love somebody so much, but I was living so much for everybody else's approval and to make everybody else happy. And I was dying inside, literally dying, killing myself with the amount of stress and depression and everything. And I said, this cannot be what the Creator had in store for me. I am wasting away. I am not doing anything that I'm supposed to do living in this manner. And it brought balance to my life, believe it or not. And it opened the doors to so much more. And I've had amazing people, influential mentors, a nice group of just the right amount of people, not too many. One super influential person encouraged me to get back into the real estate, get back into having my business. And in a matter of weeks, months, things had gotten done. Like, had I had that type of influence in 14 years, I would have moved mountains. So much more would have gotten accomplished. So it's also important that along with having a balanced life, you have the right people by your side. And if you only have one person by your side, if you have a partner, whether it's a business partner, your spouse, husband, wife, whatever, you need to have the person that you can influence and see change, and they can influence you and see change. There's nothing worse than stagnancy. There's nothing worse than just being stuck in the same place and not having any growth. So many things that I would have done or could have done, and you can't live in regret. You can't live in the past, so you can only just take those losses or take those things as experiences that had to get you to where you were to then bring you forward for what's next, the next chapter of my life. So now we're living in a society that says we're all gonna die if we're not wearing a mask. And there's a lot of fear mongering, propaganda, the political bull. It's just so much in your face. Like, I don't even turn on the TV. Look, I have a 60 something inch television, my Bose speaker, blah, 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 whatever. It doesn't matter. It's there. I don't use it. I bought it right before the pandemic because I was like, we're going to be in lockdown. I'm going to be working from home. I want to have a television just to see stuff here and there if I get bored. I think I might have turned the TV on since March, maybe 8 times, maybe 10. And most of the time is to watch something on YouTube or listen to just music. Maybe I'm lying, maybe a little more than that, but it's all for like music. Like, I don't watch TV like that. If I'm not learning something or enjoying some music, I'm chilling, I'm meditating, or I'm out doing something productive with my life. But recently I've been on go, 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 and I've noticed that my body's going back into that mode of stress. So I've had to wind it back and remember what it took to burn myself out the last time, and to remember that I don't want to be there again. I do not. So, balance. Word of the day is balance. I sound like a damn Sesame Street show. Balance, B-A, spell it out for you. So, I hope that my little tiny bit of my story, I'm moving my chair. My chair is making noise. My mouse is going because I'm not on the computer. So it wants to dim my... Anyway, so I hope some of this was beneficial to somebody. I hope to be able to put up better information in the future, more consistent information, maybe once a week. Uh, I have not been consistent because I do have a million and one things to do. And when I do have downtime, I kind of want to just enjoy, be at peace, relax, enjoy family, or just be by myself. I enjoy me. And you should enjoy you too. Don't be codependent. Don't be up anybody's butt. If they want to talk to you, they'll call you, they'll look for you. And if not, doesn't matter. And sometimes you just shut your phone off or put it on silent. I put my phone on silent very often, because of work, but also because I just don't want to hear my phone going off all day. And sometimes I miss calls that I want to take, and that's, unfortunate, but it is what it is. You have to do something that works for you, and don't allow all this propaganda to scare you. Again, I don't want anyone to misunderstand what I'm saying. There is a virus, okay? But we cannot live our lives afraid to step out of the house because of a virus, because that's going to be worse for us. We're going to weaken our immune system even more because we're going to be more susceptible to new viruses and new pathogens when we leave the house and socialize with people, because now we're like infants that have been in the little hospital, whatever wing, where no viruses and nobody's going in or out of there except for the nurses that are sanitized. And what happens when the babies come home? They start to get sick because they've only been in a sanitized situation for the longest with whatever's in that room or whatever's in their environment, or when they're home all the time, and then they start to go to school, and all the children and all the little pathogens, they all come together, and what happens, all the kids come home sick. We need some viruses, we need some pathogens to strengthen our immune system. We know that already. And a lot of people are talking about, I can't wait till this vaccine comes out. Well, let me tell you, I'm not taking that vaccine because, one, we don't know what the hell's in it. Two, we don't know what the hell's in it. And three, I'm just not taking it. Um, if I gotta wear the mask, I wear the mask. If I gotta stay home and isolate for a little bit more, then I do what I have to do. I don't want to, but for everybody else's peace of mind, I will do what I have to do. But I do think that we are making it worse by locking ourselves in the house, because we have all kinds of stuff going on in the world. And COVID is very similar to a super duper flu. Well, or the equivalent to a super flu. If you look at the numbers, the percentage of the amount of people in the population, that are dying from it, I want to say they said the numbers were like not even 1%, like point something, which no one should die of any kind of thing. But there are more people dying of hunger. And I don't see the whole world shutting down to go feed everybody in Africa and in Venezuela eating Lord knows what. I don't see the country upset when they're burning down forests and they're killing the whole ecosystem, when they're over fish farming because they decide to throw the damn net out and they're catching everything and its mother that comes on, other than the shrimp or the crabs that they were originally going to get, or whatever which way you do it. Like, I don't see people this upset or this concerned with everything else going on the planet, but people dying of virus at such a small percentage. Yeah, everybody's gonna shut down the whole world. I don't know, people. You need to get this upset about the children that are starving all over the place, the homeless people in our streets, in our neighborhoods, and the amount of people that are about to be evicted within the next 6 months to a year from their homes, okay? The amount of people that are without a job because of this shutdown. So, oof, don't get me started, people. Don't get me started. All right, let me go because I'm about to go and blow up. And I don't want to take it out on anybody. But if you're mad about the virus, you should be mad about everything else going on in the world, all the corruption, all the children that are being taken and sacrifices since early in Babylonian time, and just a lot of stuff, just a lot of stuff. Okay, so woosah, woosah. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I promise. I'll be all right. Yeah, so be still and know that I am. All right, fam? Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. And if you don't see this tonight, whenever you see it, in the morning, in the afternoon, in a year from now, 2024, who knows? But, yeah, be well. Take care, guys.